good afternoon, and good evening. Big welcome to yet another weekly corporate update. It's 2 o'clock in the UK. We are ready to kick things off. The founder of Super One, Mr. Andreas Christensen, is on his way. He's going to be with us shortly. This is going to be another update-packed corporate webinar. Andreas will be announcing a lot of exciting changes, improvements that are just about to be released. There's a ton of stuff. Andreas is going to be talking about the game yet again, because many of you have been telling us that we're not talking about the game enough, nowhere near enough. So that's coming as well. Andreas is already with us. He's getting ready. So we're going to kick things off in just a moment. Just to let you know already before we start, there's going to be another session that we're going to do at 3 o'clock tomorrow. That's going to be a community session just to reinforce some of the messages from this session, from this webinar here, and to provide additional updates. There's a lot happening right now, and we want to be sure that you know exactly what to do and when to do it. Are things ready, Andreas, to kick things off? You are still muted, or your mic is not working.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that's good.
Everything good?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Let's get started. Let's turn off and get started. So we had great presentations last Saturday, concentrating primarily on the game. So today we're gonna have a little bit shorter because we encountered that some of our update is a little bit comprehensive, took a long time and a lot of videos. And we have created a new Zoom room here in the headquarters, and we are waiting for one single part from a video encoder, and we will receive that on Monday. So from Monday onwards, we will have much better play out of our Zooms and everything. So today, we're going to talk about staking, we're going to talk about the new token, and we're going to talk about some exciting more information about the cards we presented last week. So let's get started. Let's get started about talking about the staking rewards. We know we are delayed with the staking. A lot of you have been waiting for this. We promised that to come in January already, and a lot of circumstances made us delay this. We are very sorry for that, but we will catch up and we will make it good again. So just to explain a little bit what the staking is. As we have explained, we have a private blockchain where all the game and affiliate transaction takes place. So that's a Hyperledger Fabric proprietary blockchain where we do real-time transactions in an unlimited capacity. This is sort of protected from the external world, and that's the way it needs to be in order to protect with GDPR compliance and all these things that we need to protect within the game, within the affiliate structure. So we have our own native currency on that, but we have interoperability. And what we actually pay these staking rewards for is the validation of every transaction. So we have a proof of stake model where our private blockchain is connected now to a public blockchain. I will tell you about that in a moment. And every transaction that takes place on the private blockchain is rewarded with a 10% staking fee that is distributed to all the tokens that participate in the staking program. So that's how it is. And let us illustrate that with this short video. We run it in the autumn. So we are, with this staking program, we are creating a world-class real-time business model And this at a level that's probably never been done before. So this is DeFi, decentralized finance. This is coupling that with the great opportunity of the game. So it's a unique conception. So let's talk about the staking. We started that, like we said, the 1st of December last year. And now you need to swap before April 1st. And we will start distribution now in April. We will start as swiftly as possible. The team has a lot on their plate these days, but has a priority to get that distributed. So we will distribute the staking rewards in token until the game launch. The reason for this is to protect the affiliate compensation model. We saw it had too much effect to drive 10% out of it. And we will align the affiliates with the whole platform. And it's to your benefit. So in order to compensate a little bit for this delay and for this change, we will run double staking rewards since 1st of December and at least till the end of April. So that means you will not get 10%, but you will get 20%, and it will be settled to everyone that has swapped before April, and that will happen within the next couple of weeks. So that's the staking, and that's really in process. So now I want to talk about the new token. As I have mentioned many times, we have developed a completely new token. And the reason for changing from the SRX, that's an ERC20 token, to this new token is that there is new technology coming in place. We are using the ERC 1400 protocol. So we're going to do a token swap. That means you're going to exchange your SRX token into the new super token. The name will be super. So the new token have a total cap of 1 billion, and about 250 million is or will be already issued to existing holders as of today. That's all the people that all the token holders that swapped from the old system, our early adopters, early supporters, team, and all that comes in under that 250 million. Further, we reserve 200 additional million to be released before the game launch. And there will be distributed into the affiliate packages. It will go into staking, and it will go into several rewards. We're going to use tokens to a larger extent in rewarding. In addition to the money we already serve, we are probably the best paying platform with 75% payment. We're going to further increase that by aligning the interest of everyone with the company to get as much value into the token as possible. So at game launch, we expect, or we will have approximately 500 million tokens issued. And that will be 50% of the total cap. That means we have another 500 million to grow our affiliate and to have as liquidity reserve from the platform perspective. So we don't need to issue too many tokens. I mean, 50% issued at the game launch with a lot of resources to grow the game. It's a good start. It's really good. It doesn't but by not having that many tokens, the rewards will be much higher per token. So that's why we do. So the game economy is very simple. And here comes a lot of cool news for you. We are using the ERC 1400 decentralized finance standard for token. And we are doing it on Binance Smart Chain. We are actually adopting the complete Binance ecosystem at the moment. And for those of you who don't know what Binance is by far the biggest exchange in the crypto community. It's the biggest, it's in forefront, it's the leading exchange. We are adopting the Binance Smart Chain, which is using some of the same technology. It's using the same technology as Ethereum. It's Ethereum virtual machine compliant. And we have already done tests on our new token and connected it to Binance decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap and several others. So we will be connected for liquidity provision, so you can trade this token when we decide and open for it. We will be able to trade it. That's provisions in the ERC 1400 protocol that we as a company, we will set terms for that. We will not have a situation where we allow everyone to trade immediately, because that will jeopardize the whole value. A lot of people will be out there trading and doing crazy, stupid stuff. We don't want that. We're going to keep that in a very balanced way. Further, our ultimate goal is to list this on Binance as a centralized exchange. And that's our dream case. It's not only a dream case, it's a very, very viable path forward. That will create ability to trade with insane liquidity, and we will be very well recognized. So that's what we are working to that's our goal. We will probably not list there before we launch the game, but this is a runner-up to the game, and it will create and procure liquidity for all of you, exit opportunities, and these things that we all want to have to a certain extent. It is our role as a company to protect the business and protect you and protect the value how we move forward. So it's important that we keep this under a controlled environment, and also from a legal perspective that we comply with all rules and regulations. Anyway, this new super token is really, really cool. We're going to show you now a little video, because we've been working with it. It's very, what we deal with here is kind of new stuff, and these are small little money machines, and we're going to just show you a little bit behind the scenes from the creative team, how they create the video about this token, because it's completely new stuff. It's like a coin, but it's a smart coin. It's inside the coin. If you take $1 or €1 and you kind of put a big machine inside, a money printing machine inside, it's a smart coin that resides inside our smart platform. So we have some really, really great video material that's coming next week. It was not completely ready to show you, but we're going to show you a little bit. So this little nasty beast is going to be your beautiful money machine coming, and I can reveal that in the next video you will see much more detail how it's working, and we're going to see the inner working of this coin. And this is something really, really powerful. It's unique for our platform, and we are really proud of the way we move forward. So we are swapping to this new token in April. We had before the SRX, the 2 SRX token that we issue now. There is nothing you need to swap that thing. Can somebody turn off that noise? And in April we will move to the super token, and you will have 1 super token for every SRX. And the reason is we want to have a little bit lower number of issued tokens, is to get a better market cap and a higher price per token. So it's just about the change. So we are swapping to this in April. Most of the technology is already there. The new smart contracts is already there. So we just about timing and information, and we want as many as possible to confirm and link their current account with their SRX token, which is still going on. We still need much more people to do that. So then we're going to talk about the game cards. And last week we presented the game cards, and there's been a lot of discussions or a lot of enthusiasm this week about this, because everyone sees the huge potential. And today we're going to bring something back to the community that we haven't talked about before. I don't think anyone in the team know about this coming now, but I'm proud to introduce the Genesis edition of game cards. As loyal members of the community and affiliates, we really want to give something back to you, and we're going to give you a great opportunity here. So let me first recap how the cards are in generally working. You can, when you're playing the game, you can get the free pass. You can either preload the cards like we see here. So if you hold a card, in this case about Ronaldo, you will get a free pass if you get a question about Ronaldo. Or you can have what we call a circle tactic inside the game. That's when you really want and need help inside in a question. You can create a circle with your finger, and you're actually purchasing a card on the fly throughout the gameplay. So that's another way of doing it. It takes longer time, of course, than if you preload. So it's better to preload and secure your base before you do it. And then finally, we have inside these cards, they function as a skill vault where you have all the information we are asking about in the game. So that will give you a better gameplay, access to premium information, and you can teach yourself about it. So that's the basic functionality of these cards. And you can either consume the cards, like we said, with a swipe, or you can rent them in that sense, or you could collect these cards and then you own it, and you will earn 10% staking rewards every time someone is using these cards. So that's a really great potential for earning rewards from holding the cards as a collectible. And it's based on players. I'm not going to go so much detail into it. We are using, in Europe, we're using the Champions League table, we're using NFL table, we're using Indian cricket table. There is a huge amount of cards out there. And we're also going to have a legend version of the cards. We already started creating these now, and they're going to be limited, and they're going to be give you staking for all the seasons, contrary to the season card. So we are making all these cards, and only in football we are looking at something like 50 million assets or collectibles. So it's a huge program, and it's going to bring tons of revenue. And the good thing is going to bring tons of revenue to you as affiliate. As people start buying this, we will have a great portion. Like we said, 30% of the revenue coming from these cards will be going into the affiliates. Then we explained to you or presented the card store where we're gonna open for these, and we started developing this, and it will be ready in at least the first version in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks, and then we will start the pre-sale at fixed prices like we announced last weekend. When this goes into real play with the game is launched, we're going to have market prices, so the company cannot underbid the market, because there is a market for this. There is a kind of marketplace where you will be able to bid. But we're going to treat you well before that. We take 10% of the whole card scheme, the first 10%, and exclusively attribute to the Genesis community that you are part of. So you will be able to you will have the first refusal to buy 10% of all the cards issued. And you will be able to purchase these cards with your credits that you already have purchased. That's really cool. If you need more credits, of course, you need to buy more packages to get more credits. And what will happen in the compensation plan is that all of these purchases will be fully commissioned within the plan. And this will continue for a long period of time. So you have here a head up with 10% exclusively to the Genesis community. And we're doing that as a kind of to support you back and give you a really great deal. But we're going to do even more than that. We're going to give you 50% of the face value that we're going to charge when we open for the public. So something that costs $10 will cost you $5. You still pay with your credits. We're going to take it even further. We're going to give you extra staking and extra benefits on these 10% cards. As we are using this as what's called non-fungible token NFT cards, we identify every card has a separate identification number. So in our databases, these cards will be marked as the Genesis edition, and they will receive extra staking. I'm not going to say exactly the amount now, but I can tell you it's going to be at least 10% extra. So instead of 10%, it will be 11%. It will probably be a little bit more. We will also add some other benefits to it. So these cards are highly appreciable, and they will be also tradable. They will be labeled as Genesis cards, and they will have a higher value, a perceived higher value than the other cards in the future. So that's our way of giving back to you. And this is opening in April 2021. The team is working hard to arrange all this now, and we're going to have that store opening. Since we are using our already established credits, it's pretty feasible for us to do this. So that's the card store, and we think that's something really, really cool for you, and it will make use of the credits that we have been looking to spend, many of you. And we will see that people will necessarily need to buy more credits if they want more assets. And we will have a lot of marketing material. We will have a lot of events related to these things. So this is a really cool feature. We are now opening and starting the game launch sort of with these cards coming already in April after the Easter. So that's the card store. That's the Genesis edition, which is really, really beneficial for you. So next week's, you can expect a lot of features. We have a lot on our plate that's been working a long time. As you all know, we were about to change to USDC instead of Ripple, and then we reverted that decision. And before that, we spent, I think it was 5 weeks working on the USDC deployment. So we kind of lost a lot of momentum. That's why we are delayed with the staking. That's why we are a little bit too much delayed in general. We did a couple of things that we didn't need to do, that we reversed. And that's the world. I mean, we are lucky that we are doing well in a very difficult space for many people. And we saw this week, even in the Suez Canal is blocking, things happen. So we are at least moving forward, and we have a very good path forward. We're going to have all this new material released. What we have been working with, like I said, the video quality was a little bit poor, so we put up a complete new Zoom studio here in our headquarters, where we're going to run all the presentations starting from a couple of days into next week. And we will at least start on Wednesday. We will have a lot of new things. We will have, of course, the game presentation. We will have business presentation where the whole value network. We will move further on the affiliate presentation with the detailed compensation model, with all the nitty-gritty details. We will have technology presentations. We're going to have ask us question sessions. We're going to have all that. And it comes, of course, a lot of great value deals. So that's what's starting. And it's really time now to wake up and thrive and move forward together like we did in 2020 and towards the end of 2020. The start of this year has been honestly a little bit slow. Now we really want to move forward and create really great momentum. And when we see all the really, really good game development in taking place around us every day, it's really prospering. So I want to show you one little teaser here. And if you go to Yahoo Finance, you can find this blockchain game token that is listed on Binance, and you can read that story. I cannot promise you 60,000%, but it's a little bit of indication, at least, to the direction of the market and how hot the market is and how hot the gaming space is and how appreciated it is. We are all in the same boat, and we need to align the interest and focus so we preserve value within the company. We do things properly, so we don't rush too much, but we are still moving with the market, and we create a tremendous value into that token. That token will be your money machine, and it will be highly appreciated when we listed. Without promising anything, it will be, and basically that's where we have a great opportunity to create $1 billion company, and maybe multiple $1 billion company like we looked at last weekend. So with that, I will sort of say thank you now. We're gonna not stop so brutally. We're gonna have a Q&A session with Arthur. But it's all about building this global money machine. There is a lot of fine adjustment to that. I know we have been adjusting the compensation plan over the past months, and it's now coming more or less to perfection. And we have some new updates for you the next week that will make it even better for you without ruining, how should I say, what you have done earlier. So Arthur, maybe we enter a little bit discussion.
Super. I was just responding to Mark, who asked a very good question about additional categories of the games. We focused on celebrities. You've mentioned last week that celebrities and sports, those will be the two initially. And I just emphasized that it's just initially. We need a strong proof of concept at first. We want to establish a very solid platform. Of course, we will be making a lot of tweaks before we introduce other categories. But if you can expand on this a little bit, please, Andreas.
Well, you have to make certain decisions when you create a product. You need to aim the product. You need to tailor the product to certain target audiences. So what we want to do, we have targeted this product now towards an audience that is very strong fan base, but also are used to spend money, like the esports, like sports betting, like people within the football, within the American football, within the Indian cricket. There is, and I mean, we can expand on every category, but sometimes you're mixing too much into a platform is not good. It has to deal with the capacity of creating questions. People are not that fan of animals as they are from sport heroes. So that there is a kind of decision. We had this discussion with fantasy in the very beginning about what do we really want to be perceived as? What is the poster child of this? How do we move? We can do geography, we can do technology. We have all this in our database, but we want to have a very strong focus. And that's why we stick there. We stick where the volume is. We stick where the money is. So that's why that's also why we aim this at a little bit cynical, that we are aiming it at US, UK, and Germany in the very beginning. The reason for this is that the GDPR, the average gross domestic product is about $50,000 in these three countries in average, same as in Norway and Scandinavia. However, if you move to China, which has the volume, the GDPR is 6,500. So that's it's not a tenth, but it's like much less, 1/8. So if you go to Japan, which is a great gaming country, the biggest in the world, and they have a GDPR about, I think it's 42,000-3,000. So they are a very interesting target for us. They are also crazy about football. So football has this kind of overarching global thing related to it. Football, you have more than 3 billion fans. Cricket has more than 2 billion, a lot in Asia. lot of great fans. They are like heroes. But if you look at NFL, which is only 400 million, only 400 million, the American football and but they are probably, apart from football, the biggest commercial thing. It's really strong in the United States. So if you want to have a stronghold in the US, there is all these college tournaments, and there's a lot of stuff you can do in there. You can add hockey to it, you can add tennis, we can add a lot, but we need to start somewhere.
That's very clear, and I think it makes sense to everybody. The goal of every company is to make money, and when the Super One is making money, then we're getting our share as well. So that makes a perfect sense to me.
If I may add to this, it's about making how should I say, a financial success. Okay, it's about getting into the money very quickly. And again, we are cynical business bastards out there. We want to go where the money is. So basically, we in example, we say we don't expect brands to start advertising with us in the very beginning. So we need to have another monetization model. We need to get the people to actually put money behind their skills. And the way to do that is to enter where the fan or fanatical interest is so strong that they are used to do that. And that's very apparent within football and these sports. So
it's the safest choice for us.
Yeah, we want to have 1.5 million players quickly that spend $60. Then we have created a multi-billion-dollar company. At the same time, I can compare this to Tesla. Tesla is selling in California, which is the 7th or 8th largest economy in the world. They're selling their cars, and they're selling in Norway. And they're aiming it in Norway because Norway has the political subsidizes for Tesla in Norway. So it's very beneficial. If you go to Germany as the #1 car country in Europe, they don't sell Tesla. They hardly sell, they hardly charge, they hardly use. So it's about aiming where we can actually benefit from it as a company and as affiliates, as get value into it. So that's why we do it. It's very simple.
That's perfect.
However, if somebody comes up with a category that really sells, okay, we can look into it. But our systems now are geared, and the way we do things with the game, and like I covered last weekend, the gamification process, how we cater people, how we do that, it's based on that fanatical interest and the competitiveness. So we really need to work. You need to use craftsmanship to create a product that fits your audience.
Perfect. Now you've mentioned about the staking. So we know that the revenue from the affiliate platform is going to be the staking rewards from the affiliate platform are going to be distributed in tokens. What about the cards and the game itself? What about the staking and the spaces? Will the staking rewards be also distributed in tokens?
No. The cards will be, I mean, when we open for, let's say, commercial activity in the game, all the usage of cards will be in cash, will be in dollars in app stores that will be converted to Ripple. We're still using Ripple down. So then it will be paid in cash. That will all be paid in cash. But we're going to have provisions in the system. And this is also coming to the affiliate platform. We're going to have a switch where you can choose between cash only, 50% in tokens, 100% in tokens. So you can choose what you want to have. We're going to have that. And that is coming to the affiliate platform. It's coming to the staking scheme. It's a little bit like a saving, okay? You want to receive, you want to, like you created in the design the other day, you want to compound your interest. We're going to have that option. So basically it's 50% no compound, 50%, 100%. So that we're going to introduce. And but in general it's paid, but during the very initial part where you start using the credits, I mean, all the cards will be purchased using credits. So it's the purchase of credits that create the rewards. So when people run out of credits now, and you also see in the list about credit distribution, etc. So when people now start buying these cards, they will need to buy more credits, evidently. And basically, then they will need to buy another package inside the affiliate community, and that will be rewarded exactly and normally as the affiliate plan, and that will create more business, more coding, more things. And like you perfectly know, we're gonna, after this weekend, we're gonna release some great news about our offering, sort of. And we have learned a lot over the past months. We have learned a lot. We've done a lot. We have proved this platform to more or less perfection. It will never be perfect because there are always things to do, but we cannot. I mean, we are paying out 75% at the moment, and that's a lot. Now we are adding the tokens into it, like we have discussed. We are using a portion of this 250 million token to sweeten the deal even further, because we want our affiliates to hold as much token as possible when we open the game, because then the appreciation and the listing will be there. We don't know the exact numbers, but when you look at the listing in Yahoo Finance, it's promising. I'm really bull about this project. The more we work with it, the more every day is like, we look at all the stuff and we say, okay, what we have is great. It's just getting better and better and better. Now we need to boost the sale so everybody is making great money and move forward.
Perfect.
So that's the staking. Yeah, the staking is, yeah, so that's what we do with the staking.
Super. The question just came in. If we are planning to change our offer to decrease the number of credits and tokens in each package on the 1st of April, if you could just confirm, please, Andreas. We know the answer, but
we are doing that. We kept the current level for a long time, to my to my headache. We're gonna start a decrease, and we had the discussions, and you came up with a great scheme for that. And yes, we are doing that. We are changing it from 1st of April. Definitely, we are doing. And you can maybe announce the numbers if you prefer to, how we're doing that. A lot of things happens from 1st of April, actually. We have several changes, and we try, I explained earlier, we changed the way we work from a technical point of view. We have 25 developers, and we cannot run like when I was the only cowboy in the room, kind of, let's change that, let's do that next 48 hours. Now it's every week. We have 2-week sprints, and everything is planned meticulously. Everything is in Jira. Everything is like solidified and Q&A and all this kind of thing. So I kind of freak out because I think it's too slow. So every week I have a meeting and I kind of say, we need to do this, we need to do this. You were probably witness to me yesterday or the day before, when I kind of reprioritized a lot of things to get more done for the community faster. We need to get faster into the market with what matters. There is a challenging time out there, and like I said last week also, we are in the midst of a lockdown in Norway. There is a lot of things, a lot of businesses struggling, but the gaming is really hot. The blockchain is still hot, even if it's cooled down a little bit. It's really hot. So we really need to get rolling. There is a great opportunity for us. So
super. Okay, I'm gonna reveal the new numbers on the session tomorrow at 3 o'clock Oslo time. So for those of you who want to know what those numbers are going to be in terms of credits and tokens on every package, please be sure they attend that session as well. And there's going to be a few. I'm going to fill in the gaps as well. But I think that's been brilliant. We've covered the chat, Andreas, pretty well. Those
we don't only
were
have
the main
that,
questions.
You have to tell the field that we have a lot of other things also coming. Small Easter eggs.
Yes.
There are some
stuff
coming. But if you take action now, you will not lose anything. It will always have backwards benefit for you, at least for 2021. So what we do and what we will release always have backwards benefit for this year. Okay?
Brilliant.
Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye. Enjoy your weekend.